pleasure to meet you, Mr. Jones. Let me see what you brought with you, okay? Whatever we discuss is confidential, and I also want you to exercise your right to remain silent and not discuss this case with anyone. I see that you're charged with driving without liability insurance on your car. This is a serious offense. If this is your first potential conviction, you face a mandatory total 1-year loss of your New Jersey driving privileges. You face fines in the range of $300 to $1,000. The judge can impose a period of community service. You're also going to receive 7 insurance eligibility points that's going to increase your insurance premiums for a minimum of 3 years. And you're going to have to pay state-imposed insurance surcharges of $250 a year for each of the next 3 years. Now, it's important for the state's proofs, which we will want to challenge, that they demonstrate that this was a vehicle owned or registered by you, or a vehicle principally garaged in New Jersey. If you were not the owner or registrant, if you were just the operator of the vehicle, the standards of proof are a little more difficult for the state to prove, and would make it even more likely that we will have success in assisting you in this matter. If this is your second offense, you face a mandatory 2-year loss of your driving privileges. There is a mandatory 14 days in the county jail. And let me just double check. Yes, I'm right. Their fines could be up to $5,000, and there would be a mandatory period of 30 days of community service. The state has to prove these elements beyond a reasonable doubt, and you're entitled to several of the constitutional protections you would have as if you were charged with a crime, which, by the way, this is not. I have taught this subject in seminars throughout the state of New Jersey. In attendance were experienced and inexperienced attorneys, as well as municipal court judges. I'm very conversant in the law, as well as the approaches to take to defend you on this case. And I like to think that I'm known, after my over 30 years of experience in handling thousands of these kinds of cases, so that the prosecutor may, even in the case where there might potentially be proofs against you, exercise their discretion, because they have the discretion in this kind of case, to plea negotiate this, so that if we were willing to forego a trial, I can at least make sure that you don't face the very serious penalties that I've described to you. Otherwise, I've briefed these issues. This is something that I'm going to want to examine, because it's also important for me to find out whether or not the lack of insurance was due, for example, to non-payment of an insurance premium rather than failure to renew your insurance. That's an additional distinction that we make, and that I am familiar with in terms of how to research it and present it to the prosecution. That's why I take seriously my moniker, I defend you. And I appreciate your confidence in me, and I look forward to being of assistance to you in this matter.
To begin the defense of your case, you can schedule an appointment with attorney Richard R. Uslan for a free consultation. Just call toll-free 24 hours a day, 866-433-3638. Leave a message after business hours. Remember, you are absolutely entitled to a defense of your case. Your defense can begin right now by calling attorney Richard R. Uslan.